On our previous episode of Onboard Lifestyle, the crew meets a helpful charter captain in Bahia Heradurra. We stuff my mom into the starboard engine compartment to remove a faulty starter. My dad gets a bit twitchy in an unorganized garage, and we are thankful that the stars aligned and our engine is operational again.
Holy cow, that was it!
Let's continue our story bright and early the next morning as we get a good jump on our next passage.
Hands are trembling right now, right now. Deep blue water sea, afraid of jumping in right now, right now. 한 발을 내밀었어, 걱정이 많이 있어. It's a bit of love, yeah. It's a little tough, yeah. 담배를 물고 있어, 생각이 너무 깊어. Wow, it's looking too deep. It's a little rough, yeah. Overthinking if I belong, but I'm where I need to be.
Okay, this leg's been pretty rough. Heavy sea state, big winds. Just kidding, it's boring as heck. We have no wind at all. We're creating just enough wind ourselves just to fly the jib. And I'm only doing that for two reasons: create a little shade over the, the cabin top, and to be more visible to all the fishermen out here. There's been a lot of long lines and nets and pongas everywhere, and it's easier to see a sail than a mast. So, we had a choice of waiting at the last port or just powering to the next one. Quepos is a 37.5 mile run, and conditions are going to be about the same for the next 5 to 8 days, and we did not want to just hang out there. That was it's okay, it's just a little boring there, and with the heavy, the fishing fleet going out every day is just a pretty rocky and rolly in the mornings and the evenings. But we got to keep pushing along. We're heading towards the canal. We've don't have an appointment for the exact date yet, but we have an approval, so we need to keep moving. So unfortunately, we power. But this is supposed to be good fishing areas. I mean, it has to be with all these big fishing fleets that are out here. We've been dragging lures, trying different colors, and I just think we're not going fast enough. We need to be doing double this speed to get the big fish, but we haven't had a nibble hardly at all. Look at this. Glad I missed that. Piece of line just floating in the water. Wow. Okay, we're about 10 miles away from Quepos. I don't know, I think we may stay here a couple days, just explore a little bit. We've been kind of just bouncing and going and working on the boat and trying to just keep moving, but I think we need a break. Just maybe we'll use this stop to have a little fun.
We anchored in a small lobe of Bahia Quepos, between the hustle and bustle around Marina Pez Vela and the tourist-active Manuel Antonio National Park. Our thought was to find a quiet anchorage to relax in for the next few days. We were half right. Our little anchorage lights up all day long with party boats jammed with cruise ship patrons looking for a Costa Rica day excursion. It is quite the spectacle. The evenings, though, were calm and relaxing, which made this stop so much nicer. Just a quick note about this anchorage. We're in the small bay just north of Punta Quepos, and on approach at high tide, the bay appears to be wide open. But as the tide retreats, a very visible rock appears dead center in the bay. Cruising guidebooks do not give much detail, so be cautious on approach.
Okay, we are now on shore, part 2.
Part 2.
Because yesterday, Teal and I went to another beach across the way.
Which was much closer to the tienda.
And it was fine, we thought. We made it to the beach, we started walking up the hill, only to be stopped by security because apparently that was private property and it's for hotel guests only.
Apparently.
So they asked us kindly not to be on the premises.
They were nice.
I said kindly.
Yeah, they were kind.
So we're gonna head out this way. This is a public beach. And we'll be probably looking for some howler monkeys and sloths. We heard from friends that there are some here, or actually a lot of them here. And also we wanted to go to the tienda
before we head out tomorrow.
Head out tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, ceviche right there. Look at that.
Whoa, this is so cool.
Mom, look up capuchins.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
What are they, Em?
Oh god.
Emma, what was that?
A capuchin.
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 Oh wow.
The jungle trail spit us out at the main road, where we walked about 2 miles to a well-stocked and very expensive grocery store, where we were able to empty our bank account and fill our backpacks.
So it's really interesting. We have been in Costa Rica for a couple weeks now, and we're probably about a week from leaving. And to be perfectly honest, everything is pretty amazing and beautiful, but it's catered much more for land travel, and tourism is very similar to Cabo. So I never want to say that we don't like a place, but it's pretty evident it's not very cruiser friendly, I guess we would say. First we get booted off a beach because it's private. It's not actually even private because technically, all the beaches are public. Just accessing the roads means you have to go through private property, hotels, condos, or whatever. And it's just, let's just say, we're probably not going to give Costa Rica a high score, but
it's beautiful
from afar. Beautiful. It is beautiful. I'm glad that we got to see the monkeys, the capuchin and the howler monkeys. We have yet to see the sloth. Our friends are saying that if you go along the water's edge, you will see some. So yeah, it's different. It is. We've been so used to and kind of spoiled with a lot of those areas in Mexico. You can choose to be in crowded areas, or you can go to, yeah, exactly, like what Emma said. But there's not very many choices here. Maybe if you go into the estuaries, but then with the estuaries, you deal with more bugs, less, and more crocodiles at that point because it's more stagnant water. But yeah,
for the most part, there's a lot more people here. So
a lot. As you can see with all the traffic, and this is just on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning.
Well, hey, we got some groceries.
Got some groceries, not much, but you know, you get what you can get.
Will last us till the next stop at least.
Hopefully, yeah.
Then the long hot walk back.
I think we're going downhill this way.
Back to the crowded beach where we had paddleboarded to shore earlier. Costa Rica is a beautiful place with stunning views, but we're learning quickly that it's just not our cup of tea.
Okay, bright and early. Leaving Quepos. It was a nice stop. Kind of intimidating heading out of this little bay. There's reefs and rocks and things, you don't see them. They're all over the charts. Well, actually, you do see them. At low tide, you see them. But high tide, like it is right now, everything's covered. It looks like just wide open water. But there's a reef right next to us. There's obstructions. As we were leaving, there's 2 reefs, one on either side of us. And we actually got some footage of them at low tide. They're pretty obvious and apparent when it's low tide. But high tide, boy, I can't imagine how many boats have run into those. Okay, big day. We're going to Drake's Bay. Trying to make it in daylight hours. We do have a bailout anchorage if we're not making good speed. We're just hoping for a little wind. It's not called for any. We'll get a little offshore breeze, I think, in the morning. As soon as we get past these reefs, we'll set sails and try to make some speed. But until then, just everybody's watching, and we're running Navionics and looking at our charts and our chart books, trying to figure out where all these reefs are. Sorry, I'm just watching our buddy boat over here. They just stopped and reversed. I don't know if they're getting close to something or they're setting a pitch on their props. Well, I smell a fish on the dinner plate tonight. That's my goal.
Oh, poor guy. He's got all of our rig hanging off of him. He just stripped everything off of here. I hate to see that. Okay, there's big fish out here.
We didn't want that though. Oh, poor guy.
Look at this.
Hopefully
He'll spit it.
Oh
but look
my
what
God,
he did.
He took everything.
He spooled off all of our line.
You don't understand. It bent it so far and it just snapped it.
Holy crap. Okay, let's go for a smaller fish.
Running out of lures.
Running out of everything. We keep losing our lures, our lines.
I'll go to the big fishing tackle place at the next stop.
At least we still have our pole and reel.
There is no fishing tackle place, I'm sure.
I know. It bent it so far and it just snapped it.
Holy crap. Okay, let's go for a smaller fish.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of Onboard Lifestyle. A special thanks goes out to our amazing patrons, whose generous support drives the production of our videos. Join our crew if you can. Basik has been hopping down Costa Rica, experiencing as many stops as we can. But there aren't many left, so come back next week to see what we find. See you then!